What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? Welcome to my channel. I'm just setting up, making sure I got a good angle right here real quick. Now, I'm really pissed off about this entire situation that I'm going to discuss. By the way, I got my hair did and I got my makeup did. Hopefully y'all like the look. So 50 Cent and Russell are speaking out because allegedly Russell has been accused of something that kind of is akin to the whole Me Too movement that's going on. And this woman, who's one of the richest women in the world, is under attack by 50 and maybe some of the other celebrities, letting her know that she kind of needs to chill on some of the stuff that she's doing. Now, here's my opinion about the situation. We all know for decades now, okay, that the Hollywood life and some of the most wealthiest individuals that are within that type of life have done deplorable acts to children and to people who are vulnerable in general who are trying to get into the industry. They're being blackmailed, they're being forced to do things that they would not otherwise do in their normal life. And for decades now, this has been going on and it's been hush-hush because these people got a lot of money. When the Me Too movement started, it was because the accusation came out with a man whose name starts with an H, whose last name starts with a W, who does not look like this complexion. So he started it. He's extremely wealthy in the field. And his case began. Around the same time, we heard about the whole Cosby situation that was going on. And then we got Surviving R. Kelly that came out. And this lady has supported the output of Surviving R. Kelly. But child, we ain't in Surviving R. Kelly to know what the hell R. Kelly's been doing for generations. We didn't know about this a long time ago because Boondocks and all these other shows, South Park, have made jokes about what he did when he was pissing at that little girl. And the tape and everything, DNA evidence that it came out, y'all let him go because he also, like the rest of these people, got money. So now you do this documentary and have these voices out to put faces to the situation. And that in entirety, that documentary, which I watched the whole thing, was very moving and touching because I got to see what was really happening behind closed doors that we didn't know about. And we're supporting this man the entire time that he came out with this music. So that documentary, I understood the purpose of it. I thought it was useful to come out and let us know and have these people have voices. However, as it pertains to Leaving Neverland, the man that is being accused and the two additional people that apparently allegedly accused him of what he did, which I'm not going to say in this video, he is dead, buried, 6 foot under. You do not want to sit up here and pay to have this man's thing supposedly bring out some shit that he's not even here to defend himself with. He's dead. So when that documentary came out, I didn't watch that shit. I was like, what the hell? Because the two individuals that were supposedly in that video and allegedly said that this happened to them, there's been some controversy surrounding their statements, and I just didn't want to touch on that. And this lady, who is one of the richest women in the world, supported that documentary, has since in March recanted and apologized for having a hand to do with that documentary in the first place. But here we are in number 3. We got this 50 Cent situation, this alleged Russell Simmons allegations that are coming out now, and apparently another documentary that's coming out targeting yet another black man and another black individual that's within this Hollywood industry. Meanwhile, we have yet to see a documentary come out with individuals from this Me Too movement, from the HW who started this, and we just soon found out that he resolved shit with a $25 million settlement. He didn't see a day in jail. Meanwhile, Cosby's ass is sitting there for 10 years, old as hell, rotting behind bars. So while I do believe that it is not okay for people to go and take advantage of somebody whose money protects them from getting the just due and what they deserve for doing what they did, I do not agree with all these documentaries that are coming out making people who look like us be the face for shit like this that has been happening for decades and decades and decades to come. It's not the first time this has happened. So I'm sick of seeing documentaries coming out making things that will last, because these cases that happen, they only last for as long as the cases happen, and then we forget about it. But these documentaries show up on HBO, show up on Netflix, show up on YouTube, show up for generations, and there's already an effort made to paint African Americans as criminals. And the only time that we paint them as criminals, the more we are, is within this country. Other countries do not paint us this way. And if y'all look at a world map and see how small United States is compared to all the other countries, all the other continents, you'll understand the gravity of the situation when they tell you that this small ass country right in between, just smack down the middle, maybe this size, compared to the rest of the world, has X amount of people, the most people incarcerated in that small area compared to the rest of the world. That shit don't make sense. That don't make sense. So when you're having all this situation coming out to light, because Hollywood has been like this for decades, we know that it's been like this for centuries. Now that these atrocities are coming out and they're letting us know that we need to pay attention to this stuff because it's happening. There's rampant. There's, molestation, there's pedophilia, there's rape, there's all this stuff happening. within this environment. You don't want to go actively put our face as the people who are the ones doing it consistently when that's not what the case is. It's not fair. You need to make sure that when these allegations are made, that you include every individual that could potentially be a part of this. Don't just make us the scapegoat as usual, because we know that the statistics come out every single year that let us know which race or which generational group are more inclined to commit certain types of crimes: robberies, gang affiliation, gang shootings, things like that. Carjacking are expected to be more of a minority type crime. And then you have sophisticated white collar crimes like money laundering, fraud, things that, take a little bit more of an intricate detail to commit. And a lot of times people do this are branded as a specific race. When it comes to this type of crime, you need to be cognizant about whose face you're putting as the person who's doing it. We already got all these other names and all these other stamps behind our back, all these other scarlet names behind our back. Why would you want to add this to it? So 50 Cent went and spoke and said that she needs to stop paying attention to only black folk and start paying attention to everybody in general, because the individual who started this Me Too movement in the first place did not look like us. So you need to make sure you go and find a documentary to do about those individuals. Don't just put our face on it and you supporting this. Now, here's the thing. I'm trying to give the benefit of the doubt with regard to her story, because there was an interview done a while ago, a long time ago, maybe a few years ago, asking her to elaborate on her life and what she experienced as a child. And as a child, she said that at 5 years old, the memory she has is being beaten by her grandmama. I mean, beaten, because African Americans generally beat our kids. We beat our kids. I think it's crucial to beat your kids sometimes. I'm not saying go and do it, but I'm saying there's some kids that might be what gets them to understand, what's wrong and what's not. But she was beaten to the point that was completely irrational. She said that she remembered this time where she went down to the well to get some water. She, being 5 years old, stopped to play with the water in the pond, or stopped to play. Her grandmama saw her and beat her so bad that she got welts in her back, and the welts were bleeding. And the next day she got to wear a dress, and because of how bad she was beaten, the welts were bleeding and it bled through her dress, and she got a beaten because she got blood on the dress too, double whoopings. When she got about 6 years old, or 6 or 7, she got to live with her mom. But during that time, y'all know that racism was a lot more. It was just horrible, as there was not really much penalty for doing stuff to black folk. And so the lady of the house that she was living with at the time had her sleeping outside in the porch at night like she was a damn dog. Now, by the time she was 9 years old, she got raped and she was molested and she was raped. And if I was to guess, based on the environment that she was in, it was probably a black individual who put her through that trauma. And from the age of 9 to 14, she was raped continuously, to the point where this individual who raped her initially took her to the damn ice cream shop to get her some ice cream after the fact while she was bleeding down her leg from what he did. Bastard. Hope your ass go to hell. Anyway, she was raped from age 10 to 14. She ended up getting pregnant, I think around 14 years old. When she got pregnant, her mom was very angry at her, as if it was her fault. She's 14 years old. Everybody was pissed off at her. They sent her to go live with her father when she was already 2 weeks pregnant, without her father knowing that she was pregnant. Her father was strict, didn't want her out there being loose, didn't want to hang around with dudes. She ended up having a baby, but the baby died a couple weeks after it was being born. So you got from the age of 5 years old to 14 years old, this type of trauma, and all this happening with you being around black folk, and this happening to you. So I can understand the pain that somebody goes through, and this type of experience that she's had. She's able to relate to people who've been in similar circumstances of being raped or being attacked or being abused in any way. She's able to relate. So she wants to shed light and let those people have a voice and speak up and let the world know that this is what they experience, because it's also therapeutic. However, I don't agree with the target being us. I don't agree, because in that environment, we're not the majority of people and we're not the only ones. So you need to make sure you shed light on everybody. Okay? And for her to do that way, we had Surviving R. Kelly. We had Leaving Neverland. Now we have another one coming out. There's supposed to be another, I think, Surviving R. Kelly or Adjacent coming up or something like that. So me seeing this play out, I definitely agree with 50. It is not okay for you to be doing this shit, and these are all allegations at this point. They're not really things that we can confirm. Aside from the whole R. Kelly situation is in court right now. We have to wait for judgment to come out. Leaving Neverland, the man is dead. We're not able to confirm any of this. He's not speaking. You're about to do another documentary with an allegation. There's no proof, no nothing. Let the police do their job. Don't be putting these documentaries out and making everybody else know and have this Me Too movement be all about black folk doing something else crazy, when we got other things that are happening. The other one who got accused, he killed himself in this? I think he hung himself. Yeah, come on now. You're not doing documentaries about that. And we've known about that this whole time. Why not have those people speak? Why? So that pissed me off when I read about that article. It really pissed me the hell off, because I don't want you coming back months from now apologizing, issuing an apology when we find out that maybe this is not what it was, or maybe there's something that we were missing, like you did with Leaving Neverland. Like this stuff irritates me, because I don't like when people do that and try to make us, paint us as the type of people that just do all these horrible things. You have a platform to speak. You have all these money in the world, and you're gonna do documentaries as an executive producer. Give us something that we can use. Give us something instrumental. Give us something that's uplifting for us. You're part of us, okay? Don't vilify us and make us the villains in your story all the time. No, I don't agree with it. Anyway, please like, subscribe, ring the notification bell. Let me know what you think about this entire situation and what you think. Now, mind you, I'm not saying that it's okay for people to go out there and hurt people in any way, shape, or form. That is just stupid. But I do want you to understand the point of view that I'm coming from when all I'm seeing is documentaries based on a specific people. It's just not cool. You're targeting people at this point. It is not right. Especially when we already got all these problems to deal with. You want to add to it? Like, nah, come on now. So like, subscribe, ring the notification bell, and let me know what y'all think. Love you. Bye.